Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your future spouse. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the rose quartz heart, along with this letter. Group 2 is the rose quartz oval, along with this letter. And group 3 is the rose quartz circle, along with this letter. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead, which I do recommend using so that you can skip over me shuffling cards in between groups to clear the energy of the group I've just read for and tap into the energy of the group I'm about to read for. So again, I'll give you a minute. Please use the timestamps and we'll get into your reading. Hi, Group 1. You chose the rose quartz heart, along with this letter, which I will read in a minute. I'm going to start with a few oracle cards to get kind of a general idea about what's going on with your future spouse right now, kind of set the mood for whatever's going to come through in this letter. Okay, we have exposed and revealed, the royal you, and healing the heart. So this is a very beautiful energy that your future spouse is in right now. Very raw and vulnerable. They may have recently kind of gone through some sort of a loss, maybe some kind of a heart chakra awakening, something that has really brought them to their knees, either existentially or again, something in their life that has caused them to sort of reevaluate their priorities, start to really look within, start to deal with some shadows, some baggage, some internal wounding that they've been carrying around with them. This is an energy of surrender, surrendering to the process, surrendering to forces greater than themselves, things that are outside their ability to comprehend, that can help them at this point, guide them, show them the way, or act as companion to them while they are sitting with themselves at the most core level. There is an energy of ascension here with the royal you, and all of this kind of deep purple on this card is really talking about crown chakra energy. So a lot of downloads they could be getting, a lot of clarity, and it feels like a lot of aha moments as far as maybe again some tendencies or some baggage that they had been carrying with them that had essentially been interfering in their ability to express themselves vulnerably with others, to experience deep intimacy in an energetic sense and an emotional sense with others, ways in which they have almost abandoned themselves, a lot of inner child healing that is really coming to the surface at this point in time for them to work on. This is a very positive energy. This is somebody who, again, with the exposed and revealed, this vulnerability, they are looking at these things. This is somebody who is starting to do the work, starting to face some things, which is a very positive step in terms of the energy that they will be in when they come towards you. When you are either meeting this person for the first time, or if this is someone you are already aware of, somebody you have a history with, someone you are dealing with currently, or maybe somebody that you've just met, so that as the connection evolves and it moves closer to kind of that stage of coupling up with one another, moving in together, getting engaged, getting married, blending your lives together. You want them to come to you in that healed energy, or at least actively in that process of self-evaluation, self-focus, self-awareness, and transcending those limitations of self. So these are some very positive steps in that direction in terms of raising that vibration, changing the narrative within themselves, really starting to look and recognize areas of improvement that are necessary within them, things that are really holding them back from stepping into that best version of self. Maybe some tendencies to, again, self-sabotage, really looking in the mirror, tendencies to project blame, or even to take on too much blame in circumstance. There's a balance that is occurring here, where some heaviness, some guilt and shame, ways in which they really blame themselves even in certain circumstances. They're learning to forgive themselves. They're learning to love themselves for that, for this very beautiful heart that they have, which, although it may have been hurt in the past, they may have been very guarded with that, very closed off with that heart. They are starting to learn to accept and love themselves in that stance as well, starting to open up to that, explore the reasons why they have these barriers up, why they have this guardedness around themselves, this fortress, this shell that they may have built around themselves. And almost in this process of kind of unfolding, peeling back the layers bit by bit, tracing their steps, or retracing their steps rather, from what they've experienced in love in the past. And again, if this is somebody that you are already aware of, that you have some kind of history with or current dealings with, they are really reflecting on kind of the interaction with you, the dynamic between the both of you, ways in which they've come up short, maybe having, said things that they regret, or holding back, not exposing and revealing themselves, but kind of allowing fear or overprotectedness of themselves to sort of limit the pace at which the two of you are really stepping into and enveloping one another with this vibration of love and kind of long-term partnership, ways in which they may have been kind of holding back from you, which has been sort of slowing down the progression and the pace of taking things to the next level. Any confusion that has really instilled within you, any kind of pain or suffering that has resulted from that, disappointment, even heartbreak. And this is somebody who's in kind of that energy right now of taking that look inside, transcending their own limitations and barriers, peeling back those layers and seeing, why have these kind of structures been in place? Where did these distortions in terms of love and partnership, where did these stem from? What's the origin of that? And just holding themselves very close at this time, working on being very compassionate to themselves, very forgiving and very loving to themselves, in order to really prepare themselves energetically and emotionally to embody and harness and to be able to give and receive that vibration of higher level love that is necessary for a commitment which is enduring, and which is really the fullest expression of what is possible between two individuals in terms of marriage, partnership, and love. So I'm going to read the channeled love letter from their higher self now and see, what does your future spouse want you to know at this time? Whoever made you feel you must keep your light quiet in order to be loved must have been insane. You do so much for others. Who does for you? All the arms that lured you in close with promises of safety and forever, only to clamp down a bell jar upon the expression of your fullest potential, never deserved to know you. With me, you will find freedom and patience as you learn to trust again, and in many ways for the first time ever. I burn as brightly as you, and I am unafraid of the depth with which you love, and also the treacherous sea of your lamentation, which must be crossed to get there. Please stop poisoning yourself with the fumes that are intended to dissipate from you. Please trust in the signs you are receiving to walk my way. Please trust in what wants to unfold from you, nurtured by the sunshine of my love. The paradigm shift from the broken love you have known may sting a bit. I will still my wounded pride as we feel our way through things you do not speak of, and you recoil from my tender touch that only wants to feel into who you are, all the way down past your shadow. I will not crack you open. I will coax you out from stasis. A beautiful heart like yours should never be in hiding. So I'm going to get some initials now, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just anything that resonates for you. We've got E, M, P, L, K, Y, A, C, and W. So those are your messages, and that is your channeled love letter group 1. I hope that the messages resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or a personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and as I said, channeled love letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. I chose the oval rose quartz along with this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some oracle cards to get a feel of what is going on with your future spouse right now. Kind of set the mood for this letter a little bit. Okay, and we have Into Me, I See, Healing the Heart, and Bearing Fruit. So this is definitely the energy of introspection. Into me, I see. A lot of self-love that is the focus right now for your future spouse. Healing the heart space, a heart chakra activation that may have happened recently or that they are kind of in the aftermath of dealing with. A lot of purging, a lot of shadow work that is taking place, but they are experiencing great success with that, with the idea of bearing fruit. This healing the heart card also came up in group 1. So if you felt drawn to that group as well, you may want to listen to that after this reading. There could be messages for you as well, kind of an extension of these energies. These energies are actually very similar to what was happening in that group, although it feels a little bit kind of further along that progress. It's not so much just starting to look inside, it's that they are kind of in the midst of that, sort of in the eye of the storm, so to speak, in terms of a lot of internal baggage, some wounding, some inner child healing that has been needing to take place, really working on breaking out of patterns, breaking out of habits and cycles in terms of how they've been showing up in love and partnerships, and even how they have been viewing kind of the past relationships that they have had, the shortcomings of others, their own personal shortcomings, really starting to take responsibility for this process of rewriting the narrative within themselves in order to be able to experience and kind of magnetize in different results in terms of love and partnership. It feels that this may even apply to kind of a larger sort of theme in their life. A lot of cleanup work that they are doing. Maybe they have gone through kind of a significant sort of a birthday, a milestone event, or they've just had some kind of wake-up call, something that has really brought something into their awareness, where the path that they have been walking down, the future they have been headed toward, they have been questioning that. They've started questioning that. Is this what I want? Is this really what feeds my soul? Or is this something that is ego-driven? Am I operating on a plane of fear? Or am I allowing my heart to really show the way, to illuminate the path forward for me? And in this process of questioning, they are starting to really see a different way of being, a different way of doing. With this idea of the tree here on bearing fruit, this can talk about inner child wounds, some things as far as legacy, as far as family, maybe ways in which they were kind of people-pleasing or very codependent on their family, or kind of following along with tradition, what was expected of them, kind of doing what everybody else in their family line has done, or again, something that has really just been directly or indirectly sort of imposed upon them. This is just the way things go. This is the type of partner that is right. This is the the progression of things that happen in one's life professionally or even romantically, and really starting to break away from that, break from tradition, rewriting the narrative within themselves, and really planting and tending some very substantial seeds to have a different experience within the family that they will create with you. Whether that is kids that the two of you have, maybe each of you has children from previous relationships, and it will be a blending of families. This can also talk about pets as your children, or even plants as your children, perhaps even a group of friends that feels like family. Just in some way, really looking deeply within and saying, what works? What do I want to carry on as far as traditions, as far as values and goals that I have been sort of raised with or instilled with, and what no longer serves, what doesn't resonate, what doesn't feel good, what doesn't feel right. Again, kind of applying that in a blanket sense to many different areas of their life, but definitely looking around and questioning kind of what sort of home life do they want to build for themselves. This is a very crucial step in what they will bring towards you in terms of goals that the two of you can work toward, those conversations that take place in terms of parenting styles, in terms of, how you want that marriage to look, even kind of, is this going to be a traditional kind of marriage ceremony, or maybe just something that you do very quietly, very privately. Maybe some of you don't even really believe in marriage, traditional marriage, and so this could just be a long-term kind of partnership or cohabitation, like a common law marriage almost. All of these important questions, these things that will need to be discussed, those dynamics, that structure, they're really at this point in time of searching their heart. What resonates? What do they want? Versus, mimicking kind of the way others around them have been doing things, or how they have even been doing something up to a certain point in time. This is a reevaluation of priorities and goals, which is an important step toward again, kind of a foundation that the two of you will build together, or if this is somebody who you already know, who is already in your life, you're already in contact or even a no contact circumstance with them. This can even talk about kind of the seeds that the two of you plant and build, sort of moving forward in your connection, getting deeper into discussions with one another, really planning for the future, really digging deep, and again, kind of talking more about how you were raised, how that resonates with you, things that you want to carry on. You want to bring these traditions and these tendencies and this legacy forth, versus kind of what you have each discovered within yourself, as far as things that need to be kind of improved upon, worked upon, or sort of left by the wayside. So I'm going to read the channeled love letter from their higher self now and see, what does your future spouse want to tell you right now, group 2. You are precisely my flavor of bold fragility. You stir to life the valiant one within me, the one who has been waiting for a love worth fighting for. I challenge your demons to a fight for freedom from captivity. You have lived under the yoke of fear and humiliation for too long. I am the master manifester, and I summon forth from you the most honest version of yourself. You do not have to plaster on a smile for my benefit. Even moodiness suits you, and I honor the variety of seasons you move through. Please do not hide from me. I will not judge you by your worst days, and promise to remember the best of you when it is hard for you to see that in yourself. The love you have for self is enough. You are enough. I applaud your bravery at wanting to repair the wreckage of your life and your heart. It is time to put down the hammer and the sword. You are well enough, and in truth have always been. The outdated versions of you are gone, and I know the ghosts of those days howl louder than the wind from time to time. I will sit still with you while the storms rage in the silence within you. Beautiful one, it is safe to be known by the battles you have won gently and those which you are still trying to outrun. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got P, L, M, W, K, C, D, E, B, Z, I, V, and Y. So those are your messages, and that is your channeled love letter group 2. I hope that the messages resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or a personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and as I said, channeled love letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the rose quartz circle along with this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some oracle cards to get a feel for what's going on right now with your future spouse and kind of set the mood for this letter a little bit. Okay, we have roots of abundance, call of the muse, and great and full. So this person has really been called to action. This is with the call of the muse, very inspired action that they are taking right now to lay down some roots for themselves, a firm foundation, really shifting and becoming aware of the circumstances they are surrounded with and how this is really stemmed from a previous mindset that they have held. This may have to do with love and partnerships, kind of a bit of pessimism that they may have been sitting in, and realizing how they have just been magnetizing in circumstances that mirror that. This is someone who's taking personal responsibility at this time to make a shift within themselves, with who they are at their core, with how they are looking at their life up to this point, and looking toward the future with a sense of hope, a sense of abundance, rather than focusing on kind of worst case scenarios or concentrating so much on the lack, what is missing, what has kind of left their life. They are focusing more on being grateful, on appreciating what they have, taking inventory, taking stock of what is around them, and utilizing all of that raw material as a source of inspiration to create more of that vibration, more of that sense of fullness within themselves, counting their blessings, starting to feel very fortunate as well, it feels, with even kind of some things that have left their life, seasons of their life that they have grown beyond, or just a different direction in which they are being called to grow, called to move, an expanded perception, an expanded sort of almost a reawakened hopefulness about what the future can hold for them. The idea of great and full, this is somebody who is sitting very deeply in self-love and self-acceptance at this point in time. They really have reached a milestone as far as being very just satisfied in a lot of ways with where they are. Kind of counting their losses, but at the same time counting their blessings, and just kind of looking big picture, which is it's an important mindset in order to be able to kind of make that shift into what's next. A lot of chapters which may have closed out for them, and the question is, what now? Kind of taking away the lessons even from the most painful experiences that they've had. A lot of deep shadow work that they have done in a lot of ways, things they become very aware of within themselves, and that they have almost rooted in kind of a new determination to not allow the experiences of the past that were less than savory to continue to dim their shine, or to continue to cause them to kind of keep their heart very closed, or again, this energy of pessimism. But it's this idea of kind of taking that wisdom from those experiences and using that as that foundation of discernment, recognizing that at their core, they have come to this deep awareness of who they are, and stepping forth with confidence in the direction of what the future may hold, knowing that they have the tools within them to be able to advocate for themselves, to be able to, speak the truth of their heart, moving into an energy of emotional vulnerability, ready to give, ready to receive love, where for a period of time they may have been kind of closed off to that, really processing kind of some heavy experiences or even some trends and tendencies within themselves. This is the energy of laying down new roots, being very inspired to kind of branch out from there, put themselves out there more. or if this is somebody who is already in your life, you're already in a connection with them, you're starting to get to know each other. This could even be somebody from your past, maybe that, time and distance have separated the two of you, or it's kind of a no contact situation. This can really speak to somebody who is kind of moving into that stage of getting ready to transcend those barriers, take this connection to the next level in some way that may involve, with this kind of cup here, it's like a trophy, it's victory, this expression of truth, this expression of honesty and feelings that might be very uncharacteristic for this person, or it may just not be something that the connection has evolved into yet. But all these energies are kind of leaning in that direction. This is an expansive energy. This is somebody who is very guided to speak the truth of their heart and is moving into that stage of preparation to be able to deliver that truth, to be able to open up to you in a more vulnerable and exposed manner than they have in quite some time, or that they have already up to this point in this connection. So I'm going to read the channeled love letter from their higher self and see, what does your future spouse want you to know right now? Group 3. Hello, you from another life. How bright your eyes are. How they haven't changed. Soul, I would recognize you under any sky. The first time we spoke, I felt your voice in my heart reverberate and dance and jiggle an ancient lock open that I had otherwise been unaware of. Undertones and implications rewrite history with me. We watched our other lovers vanish in a dream I once had. We have had so many lifetimes together where we made a beautiful life. This can be one of them, I told you as your face was turned to another horizon and you watched what you thought was everything wash away. I am present in the now. I am the arms you will never be too much for. Are you brave enough to break the spell we are under by remembering who we truly are to each other? Let's put this wasting game behind us. Time is ours now. I will step out of my fixed hermitage, and you will step out of your fixed wanderings, and together we will flow as is truly in our nature. I have been looking for you all of my life, and I know you have sought my light in the eyes of others. This night runs heavy, and though the distance and the unknown may feel crushing, I am right here beside you. I know it is awkward to acclimate to the sense of void where burdens once weighed you down. Be still now, as I will be still now, and we will breathe the cool air of contact and of coming home to one another again. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got E, W, R, I, H, Z, K, O, and B. So those are your messages, and that is your channeled love letter, group 3. I hope that the messages resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading or a personalized channeled love letter, I offer both through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and as I said, channeled love letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.